Hey, I'm Roxie with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about stunt casting. What is stunt casting? Well, that's when producers hire a celebrity based just on the gravitas of their name, and they hope that will generate huge ticket sales. Sometimes it's not always on their talent. They are taking the gamble that it is just their name, that the audience will get so excited and there'll be so much buzz around the celebrity that, that'll just boost ticket sales. And this doesn't just happen on Broadway. This will happen, in TV and movies, that people will just hear the name and go, oh, I can't wait to see that. Or, I just want to go see that celebrity. Sometimes the gamble pays off. The celebrity is great in the role, and sometimes it can be a real flop. But I don't want to talk about the flops because sometimes it's not just the celebrity. Sometimes the show is just the wrong vehicle for them. But for whatever reason, I'm not going to talk about the flops. I want to talk about the successes. So, coming this season to Broadway is Nicole Scherzinger of the Pussycat Dolls. She was the lead singer in Pussycat Dolls, and they were a huge group that had a lot of successful hits, and she is set to star as Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. Now, I've got to say, she already played this in the West End and got huge reviews, huge critical acclaim. They said this was like career defining for her. So that's why I have huge hopes for her on Broadway. I think she's going to be great. She's already proven herself to be great in this role. There was a bit of gossip saying, not gossip, but there was a little bit of backlash saying maybe she was too young for the role, but I don't see that because she's pretty much the same age that Glenn Close was when she originated the role. So apparently though, she proved them all wrong because like I say, she's gotten great reviews. She does have a bit of a theater background because she played Grisabella in Cats in the West End. She was cast as Grace Farrell in NBC's Annie Live, which I saw. I thought she was great in that. She also sang at Andrew Lloyd Webber, like big 40th tribute. She sang Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. They picked her for that. So anyway, I think she's proven herself, and I think she's going to be fine. More than fine. Anyway, another successful hit was Neil Patrick Harris as Hedwig in The Angry Inch. He is just one of my favorites. He is just an all-round great entertainer. He can sing, he can dance, he can act, he can do it all. I don't think this was much of a gamble because he had the goods to back it up. He won a Tony for the role. So I don't think that was much of a stretch. Yeah, he already had the name and the celebrity, but he was great in the role. Another very successful stunt casting was Reba McEntire in Annie, Get Your Gun as Annie Oakley. She took over from Bernadette Peters, but talk about a role that could not be any more suited to somebody. She was perfect for this. This was right in her wheelhouse, Annie Oakley. Just a real, sassy gal, just a real country girl, and Reba McEntire made her whole career as a country western singer, and just she has that very natural sassy personality, so I can see her being absolutely perfect in this role, and she did get glowing reviews. So yes, another successful payoff. Emma Stone in Cabaret, she had just a short 12-week gig as Sally Bowles. She took over from Michelle Williams, and she said this was the most nerve-wracking thing she had ever done, but it paid off. She got great reviews. People said it was her acting that she brought to it, the role, just something very unique and different, and I can see that. She strikes me as a very intelligent person. She brings a lot of depth to her characters. I can see just, maybe her natural wit and the way she envelops characters. And Sally Bowles is very complex, but it's that sort of bohemian kinetic energy, and I can see where Emma Stone would channel that and make it her own. So I could see where she would be a very successful Sally Bowles. Another great one is Christina Applegate as in Sweet Charity. I have seen clips of this. You can check them out on YouTube, like her performance at the Tonys or Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, or there have been a couple of other ones like talk shows or wherever she performed it. But I thought she was delightful. She could sing. She was an amazing dancer. I think at times she almost sort of channeled Gwen Verdon, but yet she put her own fresh twist on it. Anyway, I thought she was great as Charity Valentine. Another one was Daniel Radcliffe as Finch in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. A lot of people were very skeptical. They were like, that's the Harry Potter kid. He got mixed reviews, but I thought he was great. I think he held his own with the singing and the dancing. He brought a lot of charm to the role. He was very passionate. You could tell he was putting everything he had into it. And for me, it worked. I thought he was great. So I thought it paid off. And then the last one I'll mention is Lea Michele when she took over from Beanie Feldstein to play Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl. There was so much drama around this whole Beanie Feldstein, Lea Michele, Funny Girl thing. Everybody thought, why wasn't she just cast originally? She was sort of, I don't know if you want to say preordained to sort of carry the torch, to this role. But, she definitely had the vocals. She had the vocal chops to carry this role. Once she was put into it, the show made a lot of money. It was very successful. So she was very successful in the role. She had always wanted to play this role. I mean, even on Glee, they let her be cast as Funny Girl on Broadway. I mean, it was just, it was sort of a thing with Lea Michele and Funny Girl. And so she had her run, a very successful run. She's obviously talented to play Fanny Bryce. I don't know that anyone will ever be Barbara in the role, but that's just me. But that's not to take away from Lea Michele. It was a great gamble. They had a good run, and she had a huge fan base that supported her, and she did great in the role. So there you go. Another great example of good stunt casting. So there you go. I hope you liked that. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next.